Hello, I'm NATUMANYA Roland, a student at Bishop Stuart University, pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Accounting and Finance, and I'm right here to handle a number that was tasked to me, and I'm handling it in less than an hour. So we are given a question, and what tells us the accounts department of Mark Traders Company Limited, who are dealers in used and new motorcycles and their spare parts. We're given the box number, but also we are given the email. I'll run directly to the question. We are tasked to use QuickBooks accounting software to create a company in the names of Mark Traders Company Limited, whose currency is in Ugandan shilling. We are told the company operates bank account numbers in Centenary Bank and also has a petty cash. So I'll come directly to the QuickBooks. I go to detailed start. Then the company name, it is Mark Traders Company Limited. Then Company Limited, the legal name is related. Street address, we are given the box number, so I'll click PO Box 234 Mbalala, Uganda, U. After doing that, I'll run directly to the city, which is Mbalala. Mbalala is a city in Uganda, and the country I'll use other. By default it is set in US, but I'll choose other for Uganda. Then I'll put in the email, which is mark at africaonline.co.ug. After doing that, I say next. Then I'll choose automotive sales or repair. I go to next. I choose sole proprietorship. Then I'll go to next. I'll run next once more. I'll create a company file, and the company file for me, I'm creating it on the PC. Then I'll go to local disk F. I'll create a file in the names of NATUMANYA Roland. It is NATUMANYA, which are my names, NATUMANYA Roland. NATUMANYA Roland, and the REG number 21 BSU. I can choose to stroke BSU stroke BSAF stroke 2158. Then I say open. After opening, I say save. I save the company name, and I'll be patient as it is creating. Now it is on 10%. Whenever it is running and you tamper with QuickBooks, according to the computer softwares, it might be slow, or it might run the computer to slow down at times. So now it is on 50%. You patiently wait for it to create the company file. I'm being patient with it. And right now it is on 90%. So 99, it is complete. I click next, and I choose to sell both services and products. I go to next. Then do you charge sales? I go next. All of the recommended things, I click next. For the matter of time, I click yes. I go to enter. The company also has employees. I go to enter using QuickBooks. Then beginning of the fiscal year, I check it. I go to next, and I'm done. I go to setup. Remember, we are told the question, the company reports its finances in Ugandan shillings. So I'll go to QuickBooks. I'll go to QuickBooks directly. Then I'll first close these windows that come up before I start. So I come here and start working. And there are certain windows that are unnecessary, so I decide to close them and go back to my home. Then I come to edit, I run to preferences, and when I go to multiple currencies, I'll go to company preferences, and I'm going to change the currency of Mark Traders to Ugandan shillings. So I go to I choose view more, then I go to Ugandan shilling, I make it active. After doing that, I can click yes. Ugandan shilling is there, so I say okay. and the company closes for a little while as it sets the Ugandan shilling into the system. We have to be a little bit patient with it as it runs so slowly as it is creating the currency. It closes the company and reopens. Well, there is one more task when a company opens that I have to handle that always comes up as a notification, and when you're entering your entries somewhere it comes up and disturbs. So I'll come to edit, then I run directly to preferences, then I come to accounting, then I go to company preferences. I'll remove this warning of 50 days, 90 days past, then 90 days in the future, 30 days in the future. I click OK. And when we go back to the question, we are told the company operates bank accounts in Centenary and also a cash book. So I'll go to QuickBooks, I go to chart of accounts, then I'll maximize this, then I'll right click, I go to bank, I go to continue. After doing that, the bank is Centenary Bank. Then I come here on account number, it is 95001. Then I say save and new. Since we also have petty cash also lies under bank, I click petty cash, then I say save and close. After doing that, in the question, we are tasked to handle customers and their balances, and the first one is Kamu Traders. We also have Opitadan, Munene Auto Dealers, also Class Motor Spares with their opening balances. So I'll come back here and go directly to the customers, to the customer center. Then when I go to the customer center, it will display something like that. I go to new customer and job, I click new customer. Then I'll come here and write the first one, who is Kamu Traders, and it was the opening balance of 3 million. Then it was on 1st January 2023. They're doing that. Say okay. Then I'll come and go to new customer, new job, new customer. Then we have Opitadan. Opitadan has no opening balance, but it was on 1st. Then I say okay. We also have another customer who was Munene Auto Dealers. Munene Auto Dealers. And Munene Auto Dealers has an opening balance of 1 million Ugandan shilling, and it was on 1st January 2023. And we also have another one who was class, it was something like class, so Class Motor Spares 800, Class Motor Spares. The opening balance was of 800,000 Ugandan shilling, and the opening balance was on 1st January 2023. When we go back to the question, we are also given company suppliers and their balances, and the first one is called Kabale Sisters. The opening balances of company suppliers are as of 1st January. So Kabale Sisters has an opening balance of 1.7. I go back here, I go to vendors, and I go to vendor center. I click in, I'll go, it loads slowly. I come here, new vendor, click in new vendor, and new vendor, and the first one is Kabale Sisters. Yes, and the opening balance was 1.7 Ugandan million shillings. Then I come here, and the opening date was from 1st January 2023. I say okay. I click in the next one, the next vendor. It is Masaka Traders. Masaka Traders. And Masaka Traders had an opening balance of 1.5. Then it was as of 1st January 2023. Then I'll come back to the question. I see we are given Madra Importers. I'll come here and say new vendor, and it is Madra importers. We had no opening balance, so it was on 1st January 2023. I say okay. Then after doing that, we also have inventories. That is part E. Out of the inventories, we have motorcycle, generators, oil, and servicing with their units and cost and quantity. So I'll come here and go to home. When I go to home, I'll go directly to the inventory activities. Then I check inventory center, and I'll come here. Then I go to new inventory item. The first one was motorcycle, and it lies in the inventory part. We have item, it was motorcycles. Then I enable the unit of measure. I go to single unit, yes. I continue, I count each, then I continue. It was other, and we are given unit. So here I'll click unit, I'll call it unit. Then I can use something like a small u as an abbreviation. I say finish up. When it finishes setting, I run directly to the description on purchase transaction, and we're given IV001. And when you describe it on purchase, it also goes to the description on sale. The cost price was 4 million Ugandan shilling per unit. Then the sale price was 4.8 Ugandan millions, 4.8 yes, per unit. Then after doing that, I run directly to the income account. I choose to make it sales. Then on hand motorcycles, there were 8, and the date, it was as of 1st January 2023. I say okay. After doing that, I run directly to another one, and we've seen it was generators. And it was also in inventory part. Yeah, I'll run here item, it is generators. And the unit, it is also measured in unit. The description, I call it IV002, and the cost price of generators, it was 2.7 Ugandan million shillings, and the selling price, it was 3.5 Ugandan million shillings per unit. Then I'll come here on the income account and check sales. Then I'll go to on hand. Generators, there were 6, and the date, it was as of 1st January 2023. I say okay. I'll come and check on the question. I have oil. Well, oil is measured in volumes, and that is, we are given liters, and the cost price was 10k. So I come here, I run and put in oil, and I put it in inventory part. Then it is, the item is called oil, unit of measure, it can't come, so I add new volume. Then I say next. I check liters, then I say next. The description, we are given IV003, and the cost, we are given 10k. Then selling price for the description, it is 16k. Then income account, it was sales. Then on hand, it was 10 liters. Then as of 1st January 2023, I say okay. After doing that, we were also given something like servicing, and we were given the code, also the selling price. A service is sold. So I come here, I check service. Then the item name, it is called servicing. Then the unit of measure, we are not given, but I call it IV004. Then the rate, it is 30k. Then account, I go and create something new, and I call it service account. I'm going to call it service account. Abbreviation, service account. I say save and close. I run directly to OK. After doing that, I go to home, and I run to the question. I see what's next. We are given an additional information, and we are told on 2nd January a deposit of 40 million into the bank was made. a withdrawal of 10 million from bank for business use. Then on third, there was a loan that was obtained from bank of 100 million. So I'll come here, I go to QuickBooks, I go to chart of accounts, I will right click and say make journal. I will start with the date, which was second, the transaction that was made on second. I say okay, which was a deposit. A deposit of 40 million. I'll come and I change the date to second. After doing that, I come here. It was a deposit at Centenary Bank, and I debit 40 million. 40 million. Then I'll credit capital. I'll credit capital. I go to add new. Then I go to equity. And I say continue. I'll credit capital with 40 million deposit. So I say next. I say save and new. Since I have other transactions that were made on third, I click on the calendar, I make it third. Then after doing that, on third we are told a withdraw. Let me see. We are told a withdrawal of 10 million from bank for business use. I'll come here and check account. I'll debit petty cash with 10 million. Then I'll credit Centenary Bank, the only bank that I have, Centenary Bank with 10 million. I say save and new. On third, again, we are given another transaction, which was a bank loan, and a bank loan of 100 million. I'll come here and debit Centenary Bank with 100M Ugandan shilling. Yes, then I'll come here and credit a loan account. I go to loan, I say continue. Then I write loan account. Yes, loan account. After doing that, I say save and close. It was 100 million. I say save and close. I run to the next question. For a matter of time, I'm told to make the video in less than 1 hour. So I come here. 4th January, sold 5 motorcycles and 3 generators, and the cash was banked immediately. So I'll run to the sale. I come here, I go to home, sales, I create a sales receipt. When I go here, create sales receipt, and I can decide to sell this to Opita Dan since he had no opening balance. I check cash, and the item I can make it was 5 motorcycles. 5 motorcycles and generators, and generators were 3. So 3, you see, 3 motorcycles, 5 motorcycles and 3 generators by cash. After doing that, I changed the date. It was on 4th. You should be mindful of the date. After doing that, well, the customer job I can change and add new instead of Opita Dan. I can try to call him like Horace. Horace. So Horace comes up. I say okay. Then I say continue, save and close. After doing a sales receipt, I come here and record the deposit. When I record the deposit, I tick this one, and remember we are told the amount was banked immediately, so here it was deposited to Centenary Bank. It says save and close. Then I run to the next question, which says bought 100 liters of engine oil, and I'll go here directly. That is a purchase order, so I create an LPO. I come to the LPO, and the vendor, I can use something new. I can try to use something like Regan. Maybe Regan can come up as a vendor name. Say okay. After doing that, I can change the date. It was on 6. It was on 6. Then the item, it was oil. Oil 100 liters. The quantity was 100. Then when you click here, it gives you 1 million Ugandan shilling. I say save and close. The order of purchasing, it is purchase, receive. So I come here and I go to I go to home. Then I receive with bill, receive inventory with bill, and I had put in a name called Regan. I tick it, I say yes. After doing that, I tick something here, I say okay, and it was on ticks. Yeah, I save and close. I deduct next question, 7 motorcycles, 8 motorcycles by check from Cavalry Sisters Limited, and half payment was made. I come to QuickBooks, I come to the purchase, then the purchase was made from Cavalry Sisters Limited. That is something different. Cavalry Sisters Limited, unlike one we had earlier, Limited. And the opening balance we are not given, so I click OK. I come here, it was on 7th, change the date to 7th. I come here on the item, it was motorcycles. Yes, motorcycles, but the quantity it was 8. Yes, giving you 32 million. I save and close. I run directly to the receive the bill. Then I receive the bill, and the vendor is Cavalry Sisters Limited. Then after doing that, I say yes. I tick this one, I say okay. Then 32 million displays and the date, I say save and close. Remember, we are told the payment was made half free, so I come and pay bills. And that one, it was Cavalry Sisters Limited, I tick. Then the date, it was first, and and it was Cavalry Sisters Limited, so I come and tick it. And remember, the payment was made by half, so half of 32 million, it is 16 million, 16M. So I come here, and it was on when the date you have to be, it was on 7th, and it was paid by check. 7th, Centenary Bank is there, pay selected bills. After doing that, I say done. Then the next transaction, I'm told a sale of 10 liters of engine oil and servicing of 5 generators was made. So I come here to QuickBooks, create a sales receipt. I add a customer. I can decide to use one that I was given. Yeah, so I can say Opita done. Opita done, and the payment I tick cash. The item, it was a sale of engine oil, 10 liters. So it was 10 liters of engine oil. Also a servicing of 5 generators. Yes, 10 liters of engine oil and servicing of 5 generators. Then after doing that, I say save and close. Then after doing that, I come and record the deposit. I record the deposit. I go to here, then I say tick, I tick that one, I say okay. Then it was Opita done, Ugandan shilling. I create a cash account. Create a cash account right here, cash account. After doing that, I say save and close. I say okay. I come here and say save and close. After doing that, we are given some other task, a sale of 6 motorcycles and 2 generators for cash to Muna Auto Dealers at a discount of 2%. I come here, I go to create invoice. When I go to create invoice, a vendor is really new, and it is Muna Auto Dealers. I create one which is Muna Auto Dealers. And the date, I come here, I say okay. Then the date, it was on 11th. It was on 11th January 2023. The quantity, the item, it was 6 motorcycles. Item, it was 6 motorcycles. 6. After doing 6, I come here, 2 generators. I come here and put quantity, which is 2. Then generators. After doing that, I say save and close. Checking the date, it is fine. Save and close. Then after doing the invoice, I come to receive the payments. When I come to receive the payments, it was received, the payments I'm receiving from Muna Auto Dealers. It was cash, and the date is there is fine. I tick here, then I do not display this any longer. I say yes. Then I come to discounts and credits. Then I will click equal signs, then put 2%, then 2% of the amount. It is 35,800,000 Ugandan shillings, and the discount is that one. Then I continue here. I create a discount account, and discounts allowed are expenses, so I go in expenses. I put in discounts allowed. Discounts allowed. I say save and close. Then I say done. I come here, and figures are there. I say save and close. After doing that, we are told cleared Masaka Traders debt by cash. So I'll come and say, I'll first record this thing of Muna. I record it. I tick here. I say okay. The payment was by cash, and here you can see deposited to cash account. I say save and close. Then I run directly to the date of Masaka Traders. Masaka Traders date was paid by cash on 12th. I'll tick Masaka Traders. Then the cash, the date was on 12th. It was paid by cash. So I check the cash account. I say pay selected bills. After doing that, I say done. When I come back to the question, I'm told to clear the following expenses by check, which is fuel, rent, office cleaning, electricity, audit fees, advertising, and more. So I come here in QuickBooks. I'll go to chart of accounts. I create a general journal. I right click. I make it general journals. Then it is their expenses on when? On 12th. Yeah, they are on 12th. Then I create an expense. I can create an expense. I go here, I add new. It was an expense. The first one is called fuel. I will decide to first make them all, and then the next one I have rent. Rent is also an expense. Rent. I say okay. I also have something else which was add new, an expense also. It is office cleaning. Office cleaning. Then I say next, and another one that is called it is also an expense. We are given various expenses, and it is called electricity. I write electricity. I say save and close. We are given another transaction, advertising, audit, and electricity once more. So I come here and create advertising. I add new. It is an expense. I say next. I can say advertising. I enter. We have audit fees. I add new. I go to expense. I say continue. It is audit fees. I enter. The fuel, we are given 600,000. Rent, we are given 200,000 Ugandan shilling. Office cleaning, 220,000 Ugandan shilling. Electricity, we are given two balances, which is 480 and 500. I will add them, and but then it is 480. The first one, 480 Ugandan shillings. Then advertising, it is 200,000 Ugandan shilling. Also here 200,000 Ugandan shilling. Another electricity account was debited. No, it is another electricity account. electricity account. It was for 500 Ugandan shilling, and all of that gives us a total of 2.4, and I will come and debit and credit Centenary Bank as of 12th. I say save and close. Next question, we are told salaries worth 300 and 200 was paid by cash to Amanda and Katate. So it was on 25th. I will not leave the chart of accounts. I will create a journal. It was on 25th. Remember, 25th. And I'll create a salary account. Add new. It was an expense. Then I say continue. It was a salaries account. For both Katate and Amanda, I say save and close. I will debit first 300. Remember, it was done respectively. Then we are going, and the first one 300 was for Amanda. I add new. Then I go to employee. I say okay. I make a name, and the first one is Amanda. Then I say okay. After doing that, I say leave as is. Then the second one is also salary, but it was for Katate, so I check salaries, and it is 200,000 Ugandan shillings, which gives us 500, and the name was Katate and is also an employee. I check employee, I say okay. The first name, it is Katate. I say leave as is. Then I come here, I'll credit cash account since the salaries were made by cash. Then I say save and close. Now I run directly to home. See, then I check the question. A withdrawal from bank for private use of 500 shillings was made. I'll come here. I go to banking, then transfer of funds, and it was done on 25th, but the transfer was from bank, Centenary Bank, for private use. That is a drawing. I go to equity, yes, and I say continue, and it is a drawings, yes, drawings, say enter. Then I say 500 Ugandan shilling, yeah, it was the amount withdrawn. Okay, I say save and close. We are told the purchase of computer on the last days, bought a computer for office use at 2 million. So I'll come here on QuickBooks. I go to purchase. When I go to purchase, I'll create a vendor. I can say was bought from Madra Importers. Then item, it was computer. I add new. Remember, computer is a fixed asset, so I say fixed asset. Asset name, computer. Then the account, I can create a computer account, which is computer, and it is a fixed asset. I say computer, yeah, computer. And after doing that, I say save and close. I come to the purchase description, computer for office use. Then on the date, it was 25th January 2023. It was done on 25th January 2023. Yeah, and cost, it was 2 million 2M Ugandan shillings. After doing that, after being sure of the amount you've created, I say okay. Then I come here, I check the date, I say save, and the quantity of computer, it was 1, yeah. Then I say save and close. After doing that, I come and receive inventory with bill. Then I come here, I check, it was made from Madra Importers. The computer, yes, it was computer. Say okay. Yes, I say save and close. After doing that, on the next part of the question, we are told to enter the above transactions in QuickBooks and extract the following reports: profit and loss report for the month of January, and I'm going to show you the profit and loss account as of January. I go to reports, then company and financial, and that is the profit and loss standard. I come here, and the net income of 10,999,4,000 Ugandan shilling is my net income. So I'll come here to Excel and create a worksheet to make an extract of the profit and loss for Mark Traders Company Limited. It takes a little bit long time, so you have to be patient with it. I come here and create in a new workbook. I say export. It is exporting, and you have to give it some time. It is exporting. You have to be patient with it. Yeah, exporting. Then that's it. It has come. I come here, and this is my exported thing. I can decide to name this one, and I rename it in the names of Mark Traders Company Limited, profit or loss. Yeah, profit or loss. So that's it. I can add a new sheet, but before that I have to save this file so that I can export another file, and I decide to save this one on desktop. I create a worksheet, and I can call it NATUMANYA Roland 21 BSU BSAF 2158. I say save. Yes, I say yes. Then after doing that, I can come back to QuickBooks to extract the second report, which is balance sheet. I go to balance sheet standard, and you can see it is displaying my total assets, liabilities, and more. Total liabilities and equity. Total assets and total liabilities are balancing, so I come here in Excel. I create a new worksheet. Then I'll come in existing workbook. Then I say I browse it. It was on desktop, and I have NATUMANYA. Yes, I called it NATUMANYA. I called it my name. So I choose it. I say open. It is starting to export it. I come and export. Yep, it is notifying me like it is done with exporting. When I come to sheet 3, Mark Traders, yeah, that is it. The balance sheet has come. I can rename it and call it Mark Traders Company Limited balance sheet. Yeah, financial statement of financial position. Okay, Mark Traders Company Limited. Then I save and close. I come and say file, Okay, I go back a little bit, then I control save. I save the file, say yes, then I go back and I go back to home. Thank you for your time, and I sign out. I remain NATUMANYA ROLAND, a student of Bishop Stewart University, pursuing science in accounting and finance. Thank you.